What's up, everybody? It's show 82 of I'ma Let You Finish on the Pantheon Podcast Network with your hosts, Court and Amy, live and direct from NYC, where we have a vegan mayor who eats fish.
Try the fish. I think it's plant-based fish.
It is. It's flish.
Flish. It's impossible fish.
It's impossible fish.
Everybody's like, I saw these people like, they're like, oh, what's everybody making such a big deal about? It's not that. It's the fact that he lies about every fucking thing.
And his whole thing has been
Mr. Vegan. I'm a vegan. It saved my life.
I don't care
blah,
what
blah,
you eat. Like I had somebody said to me the other day, I thought you were vegetarian. I said, no, this is what I did during the pandemic because, I noticed within the first 2 months I was gaining weight, I stopped eating meat and I went kind of really strict veggie, almost vegan, but not fully, not all the way there.
Right.
For about over a year. Lost weight, pulled it together, felt healthy. I have a nutritionist. It's like now I add a little bit of...
Oh, I'm going to do that. I
have a nutritionist. So my protein levels were all weird. And even though I was doing a lot of plant stuff, it wasn't all the way working for what my needs were. And so I do eat like a boneless, skinless, like chicken breasts and stuff.
Here's the difference, though, between you and Eric Adams. You're not a lying sack of shit who's running the city, who lies about where he lives, what he's done, what Curtis Mayfield's show he saw, which wasn't even a show, and what he eats. But other than that, hey, how you doing?
He was like, it was a great show. It was like, was it?
Really? Was it?
Because...
You mean the one where he didn't even perform and then was crippled for life?
Which ultimately ended up killing him?
Sure, that was great.
It
That's
was
my favorite
fabulous.
Show. Yeah, my favorite news show is the one where all the people died.
Oh, who was one? Was it the Temps? Whoever was opening? You mean when their show got cut short because of all of the things.
Yeah, that's like saying the best concert I ever went to was Travis Scott's fucking whatever that stupid thing is. Right. Anyway, I'm really tired because I've been doing triple Lutzes and sow cows and quads all night. Sleepy.
Let me just tell you something. I love the Olympics. Ice skating is my jam.
It's beautiful.
I have been staying up late to watch it. This year we have everything. We have doping Russian teenagers. We had the Nathan Chin moment, which he came through and he won the gold. We love him. Congratulations, Nathan. We have the scandal now where the medals still have not been handled out.
That's because of the doping Russian teenager.
Right. Which to me, it's been like 4 to 5 days. Why haven't you made a decision? If somebody was found doping on a team, if you're giving somebody medicine for... What is it for heart disease that you give to people when they're older?
Wait a minute, she's 15.
But what it does is,
right,
for younger people, it helps circulate the blood and it can help with your performance because it's giving you that extra moment.
Wait a minute, Courtney, you're out of line here. Are you accusing the Russians of doing something? You mean the very same country that has been banned for the Olympics and hence now has to perform under another name?
But that's the T. The one that is banned from the Olympics, yet in the Olympics with the doping scandal.
Well, because they said they would never do it again. Courtney. God, as someone said this morning on television, China and Russia, gee, what could go wrong?
Can we just say this? It is now, okay, guys, one day, if you could see us, you would know this is like the 19th time we've had to record this show. We've had technical difficulties, which is why you're listening to the show later than you normally would. With the first one, we came back and recorded the second one, got it all done. It was even better than the first one. It was really good. That was a really good one. And then all of a sudden, it was like, no, that didn't happen. So here we are.
You know what we need, Courtney? More doping.
We need
more doping.
More doping and quads and a triple sow cow and a quad sow cow.
Really, clearly, one of us, and that would be me, has to do performance enhancing substances. All right, the Olympics, yay! They're
still on. We're cheering for you, Michaela Schifrin. She skis again tonight. She's had a pretty rough start to these Olympics. But, I get excited for these kids. When you see people really living their dream, because, the Olympics is like a dream. I had a cousin who was really into gymnastics and she was on track to really that level of gymnastics and very young, got hurt And, getting hurt, it ended her gymnastics career, and she had to pivot. So I know when it's your dream, that's something that folks want from the time that they're a little kid. So all of the bullshit politics aside, I'm rooting for them. And I'm also really excited for next week with the bobsled start coming on, because I'm rooting for that Jamaican bobsleigh.
They're back?
Yes, they're back this year. They are back this year. And
good.
We want to see those guys get it.
Do you know, fun fact, and then we'll move on. When I was a little Amy, like in junior high, I watched a documentary about Wilma Rudolph, the great Black American track star. And I decided I wanted to run track. And I started running track.
Nice.
Newsflash, clearly I did not become Wilma Rudolph, but I ran
legend.
On boys.
She's a legend.
Yes. I was on the boys track team because there was no girls track team, because this is pre-Title IX. And I ran track until I had a tragic career-ending accident. And that was the end of that.
Which is what happens to a lot of folks and young people in sports.
And I also decided smoking weed was a lot more fun.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, there you go. All right. Speaking of smoking weed and fun and track and career, and how about them Brits?
So the Brits happened. Adele won a bunch of shit. She's fueling rumors of being engaged because she had on an engagement ring, but who cares? And can I just say something? Please.
After 3 tries, I think you should.
And this is just to some people in the community that I'm seeing. Adele is not transphobic. To call Adele transphobic because
wait a minute, whoa.
There's starting to be a little bit of a bubble of people trying to come up with saying that she is transphobic. What? Because from the stage of the Brits, she was like, thank you. I love being a female in music, and we've done so much. We've come so far, celebrating her.
Please,
and you guys, listen.
Oh,
listen, everybody. I don't mean you guys. I'm sorry. I mean guys as people, not in the gender
we say
term.
guys to mean everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, you do not do that. That is not. This is a woman.
I'm sorry. That is ridiculous.
That's just. It's like. Don't do that.
That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. That is the stupid.
I saw that headline and I saw somebody trying to have a debate on that, and I was like,
"There's no debate."
She is a woman. She's a woman. Trans women. Your fight is the whole fight I've been seeing with trans women is saying trans women are women. So. Why is there a segment of this community who's trying to be mad because she's a woman, she should be allowed to celebrate her womanness. It's not a disrespect to anybody.
Not at all.
So I just, I just.
No, people need to, I'm sorry. That is she made the statement because this is the first year that the Brits decided to go gender neutral, which is a very progressive move.
Absolutely.
But what she was saying is, I'm glad I got the Everyone Award, but I am very proud to be a woman in the music industry.
And
That's what she is.
And being a woman in the music industry is really difficult. And being a woman in the industry who writes and from the beginning and writes and wants to produce, you fight a lot of battles of people who feel like they want to steer, control how you want to look. She's been just from things I know and being around, she's battled a lot of shit. I know you guys see success, but there was a lot of people when they were trying to sign her, wouldn't sign her. She was some big girl, kind of awkward. She fought her way through on the strength of her talent. And I think that she is allowed.
She can say whatever the fuck
to celebrate and love her womanhood because she is a woman. And, it's not fair. It's not fair. You guys, that is not a fair fight. That's not a fair. I am, I've been out since I was 18. I've been gay all my life. I fight for every cause. I'm for every disenfranchised community. But I'm also one of those people who say we have to turn to each other sometimes when we're being ridiculous and have to say, this is not a real fight. And we have real issues we are fighting for. Healthcare, housing, jobs, protection, protect trans men and trans women and the non-binary kids. You see these laws that are being put in place in different places. Those are our fights. It's not about some celebrity celebrating herself on stage. And with that being said, the Brits happened, blah, 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 that happened. And the Oscar nomination nominations happen. You've seen some of the movies. I haven't seen any of the movies.
I've seen. I will say one thing about the Brits, though, and that is like literally the stupidest comment. I'm sorry. That is like, give me a fucking break.
I couldn't believe it.
That's somebody who's up all night looking for a fight. They're just spoiling for a fight.
I was like, come on.
You know what? If you're
have a real fight. You see what's happening in Florida? Yeah, that is your fight right now. That's fight.
Fucking stupid. I'm sorry. That's how Republicans win, guys. Stupid shit like that.
It is.
Stupid shit like that. But anyway, what I do like, what I do like about the Brits, though, is that very often you get the unexpected win. So I do like that it's less, the Grammys, I mean, they're great, whatever. They do tend to be a little more based on commercial and kind of clicky.
No, that's not true. I don't think, because that's been part of the argument. If you really think about it, because if that was true, it would be The Weeknd, when we wouldn't have things like when Esperanza Spalding won Best New Artist. You know what I mean? Or John Baptiste coming in with the most nominations this year.
He's very visible.
He's on
TV every night. But
but would you think that that's the I'm always going to, I get offended because everybody. I'm not, it's so funny, Amy. I'm not a traditionalist. I'm not. But for some reason, watching everybody try to tear down every piece of certain traditions I still want to believe that the Grammys count. And I believe that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame count.
I think they totally count. I think all these things count. Because you know what? When the person dies, that's in their obit. Yep. Grammy winner, Oscar winner. Yeah, I mean, is competition ridiculous? Whatever. But you know what? It does count. And there is a benchmark for success. I've always felt like, and I don't.
They're problematic.
No, of course they're problematic. Everything's problematic. But I just feel like the Brits do a nice balance between commercial viability and creative viability, because you cannot make, even if you're not a fan of hers, you cannot argue that Adele is not creatively viable. All right.
Absolutely.
So I don't think you would get a situation with the Brits where you have Macklemore winning over Kendrick Lamar. Yeah.
I'm still stunned by that.
Yeah. And so is Macklemore.
I'm still stunned. It's like, are you kidding me?
So, I mean, I just think, and maybe I'm being naive and thinking that the British music industry is any less corrupt than the American music industry. But I feel like because
you speak to some of the Black artists and they'll tell you about how, the British industry is for them. And the good thing about the Brits is a couple of those awards, a bunch of them are fan voted.
Yeah.
They are voted by the public, and the public will tell you what they like.
Yeah.
They will tell you what they
sometimes they're right and sometimes they're wrong.
Right.
Sometimes they're often very wrong, but sometimes they're right. And when they're right, they're right. And when they're wrong, they're really wrong. Alicia Keys. Okay.
I still don't get it.
No, nobody does.
Even though she's, what the thing is, let me just say this, a very nice lady. She has had some songs that I really, really, I thought No One was great. I thought the James Bond tune was shit. But
I thought the James Brown song was great.
I think, what I really thought was good? What was the one? Hold Me Like You'd Never See Me Again. That was really, and Diary was really good.
She's a very nice lady. She's very
And I did
nice.
like In Common. We got way too much common.
She's very nice. And her husband are very supportive of Black artists, and that's good. Mm-hmm. She's like watching paint dry. Mm-hmm. Okay. I've only seen like 2 of the Oscar movies, actually. I've seen or The Big Picture. We all saw Summer of Soul, best documentary. I saw that. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to win. I mean, that's a no-brainer unless they decide to get super esoteric. I saw Power of the Dog the other night, which is really, really good. Really, really good. And it would be great to see another woman win Best Director. And if Jane Campion wins, she would be the only woman to win Best Director twice, which would be really cool.
Right.
Oh my, I'm transphobic because I refer to her as a woman. And it's a really good movie. There is a disadvantage of watching movies at home, obviously, because you can stop it and go to the bathroom and pet your cat, or your cat puts her ass in front of your face as you're trying to watch the movie. Something you don't have to worry about at the Cineplex. But it's really good. I'm going to try to start watching some of the other ones. I mean, I just like the Oscars. It's fun. Is there even a host this year? They got the same issue. They don't have a host again?
I have no idea, but I don't think they're going to try that bullshit again. That doesn't really work when they don't have the host.
Yeah. I mean, who's good at Trevor Noah was good at the Grammys. Let him.
Well, he's back at the Grammys again.
He's doing the Grammys again.
He's doing the Grammys again.
But look, these shows are fun. You watch.
I don't think people care during, it's really funny. The Grammys people will watch because of the musical performances. I think the Oscars, just even seeing what's nominated, nothing's exciting. I absolutely believe the ratings will be shit. Because the
ratings are always shit, though.
But people haven't really seen these movies. So
that's their own fault. They're in their homes. They can watch them if they want to. There's nothing.
But these aren't always the subjects. Look at what's nominated for the American audience. Like, is everybody rushing to see Belfast or these other? You know what I mean?
But why not? Don't Dune.
Well, because those are the type of films that usually they have to, they do a real cinema campaign and almost like art house films versus a mass audience film.
Right. Anyway. But I mean, you can have quality in both. I mean, I just don't, I think you should never, all of these movies are available on streaming system. There is nothing in, for instance, Power of the Dog that you can't, it's a Western. Mm-hmm. A Gothic Western. It comes out of nowhere.
Is that Kirsten Dunst?
Yes.
Who's finally first Oscar nomination. How's this her first? She's been around.
Her husband, Jesse Plemons, who's fantastic in it too. Yeah. So, I mean, I just, whatever. I mean, I like you, don't believe in,
Congrats to Anjanou Ellis.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't believe in punching down. I think people are not punching down, aiming down. There's nothing in anything. Okay, yes, if it's a 5-hour movie in a foreign language about a really ridiculous subject, no one's going to like, it's going to be difficult, but there's nothing wrong in pushing people to embracing other cultures. So you know what? Years ago, people might have said a documentary about a festival in Harlem featuring only Black artists would be a hard sell. And now look at it. It's winning every award known to mankind. So
very happy for Questlove. He's been around,
Joseph Patel, who was kind of the co-director on it. So I think it's great. And how wonderful would it be if they got the Fifth Dimension to perform at the Oscars?
Oh my God.
Wouldn't that be fucking cool?
Let me just tell you something.
They could introduce it. They could sing up.
I have Fifth Dimension vinyl in here. Don't get me started. I will put on some Fifth Dimension.
No, that would be great.
Love Marilyn McCoo.
And she
loves you. I love you so, and I always will.
No, that would be fun. All right, so the Oscars are like what? The Academy Awards. They insist on calling it the Oscars. It's the Academy Awards, and they're on in February, March. No, we're in February.
I believe it's March. It was moved. They were moved. It is less than 2 hours left of the trade deadline, and
I thought you were going to say it's like something scary.
And our Knicks have not made any moves.
Really?
And they clearly need to. Can they please do something before 3:00? Because
they're not going to. I heard they were going to try to unload poor Randall.
Randall. Here's the thing. I don't know if he's really
unloadable.
No way.
What?
Right as I said that, I looked down at my phone.
What?
The Brooklyn Nets are trading James Harden and Paul Millsap to the 76ers for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and Andre Drummond, bitch.
Steph Curry?
Seth, his brother.
Oh.
He can really play. He's really dope. He can really, really play.
So if Ben Simmons, so basically we're trading one Kardashian ex-boyfriend for another Kardashian ex-boyfriend?
Yes. And this one, we're trading for the one who is a baby who stomps his feet, who could not handle Philadelphia. How the hell do you think he's going to handle New York and New York? And Philly is hardcore, but you couldn't handle Philly. You come here and pull that stomping your feet, baby bullshit in motherfucking New York City, and we don't go for that. Come on, Knicks, you're on the motherfucker.
Philly doesn't go for it either. Philly's a tough city, man.
Philly does not go for it at all.
Philly and if
you come out and you start acting like a little bit of a
bitch,
they're like, fuck you. because they are a sports
well, that's
town.
cool. All right, so maybe the Knicks want to do Dramatico at the last minute.
Right.
All right, so I'm running down the thing in my mind because I literally
R.I.P. to the amazing Betty Davis. She was Miles Davis's first wife and an artist,
and survived that.
Yes,
so
and an artist in her own right who has a really eclectic catalog. She recorded from, I believe, like the mid 60s to like 1971, 1972, around there. You should check out her catalog. She's amazing, amazing lady. Really funky chick.
Yeah, for sure. She's kind of like what a lot of these girls think they're doing, and they're really not.
Hello. They're
kind of really not, because you can't do it if you have a marketing team and a stylist and everybody in your ear. You kind of either are that girl or you're not that girl. And she was that girl. That said, though, I will say that documentary about her was very disappointing.
Yeah.
It was it didn't make me want to know more about her. And that's the bad thing, because it should. But at least she got a documentary about it. All right. You want to...
What's the documentary you've been talking about? Is it Susie Quattro? Does she have a document? Who has the documentary right now? There's someone.
Ooh,
no, is it a rock girl, a punk rock girl? Was it the black punk rock girl?
Oh, no, the X-Ray Specs one is out now, the polystyrene one. That is phenomenal. Yeah, that is phenomenal.
Where's that? I need to see that. Where is that?
That is in theaters, and you can find it. I'm sure you can find it. I found it. Okay. No, that is a spectacular movie. That movie, the I'm a Poser, the polystyrene, the story of polystyrene. I mean, that should be required viewing for anyone who thinks they're doing punk rock. Right. And it should just be required, because she was just this extraordinary flash, not a flash in a pan, just an explosion of energy. And I remember when that their only album, Germ Free Adolescence, came out, and we had little punk rock parties and dance parties, and we danced to it. And I had no idea about her background. I knew she was biracial, but that's all I knew about her. It's a fascinating movie. It's made by her daughter. She passed away several years ago, Polly. It's a absolutely inspiring movie. I mean, it really is. It just made me go. And these are the people that.
But that's also your scene too, right? So I'm sure that you think about punk and
these women get lost.
Did you know her? Did you know her?
God, no. And also, they played like maybe 3 dates in the United States, and I was living in San Francisco when they came to New York. I know a lot of people went to that show, and actually, that New York show at CB's, you'll see in the movie, began her spiral downward. Really? Yeah, she suffered from bipolar or schizophrenia or something like that. Okay.
And back then, did they not really know what that was?
Yeah, they didn't know. They, especially with a woman, they just think you're nuts.
Yeah.
But there's so many people, there's so many great stories. And that is one of the wonderful things about streaming services and about film. I mean, you can discover somebody that we don't need, in so many ways, a documentary about somebody well-known. We need a documentary about somebody to be discovered. So yeah, I'm a Poser. I think it's in theaters, and I'm sure it's on one of the 9 gazillion streaming systems in the world. So you want to talk a little bit? So we have sort of, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The nominations are out. 17 people.
So 17, read the list.
All right, I'll read the list. And again, full disclosure, I'm on the nominating committee, blah, blah, blah. Pat Benatar.
I beg her I beg her for votes for certain people. I bet you guys don't know how much I beg.
Well, you know what I've decided to do in the last couple of years, because I did one.
You always have that one vote.
I decided that I'm going to use one of my votes as the fan vote, unless it's really super tight. But one year I gave one to Ben Merlis. Yes. Shout out to Ben Merlis, and he does listen to the show. I voted for T-Rex for you, Ben Merlis. Mm-hmm. Even though I voted 1 year for you, and shout out to Who Cares About the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame podcast. For you and him, I voted for Dion. And then another year I did one for somebody too. I just stopped some random guy on the street and asked him. Excuse me, sir. Hi, I don't know you. Who do you want in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Yeah. As long as it's somebody I can sleep at night, I will do it. I'm sorry. Who? Toto? Can't do it. Sorry. Okay. Pat Benatar, Judas Priest, Kate Bush, Beck, Rage Against the Machine, Eminem, Fela Kuti, Carly Simon, Dolly Parton, who, funded the Moderna vaccine and is paying for college for every single person who works at all her Dollywood. So as far as I'm concerned,
from day one of employment,
so as far as I'm concerned, Dolly start
on Monday, and Dolly will cover your full college tuition and books,
everything, room and board, everything.
No, they didn't say room and board. They said the full tuition, and I believe like the books and stuff like that. But hey,
so as far as I'm concerned, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is beneath her at this point because she is literally a living saint. Okay, so Carly Simon,
even if you're a seasonal worker,
really.
I work at Dollywood in the summers, and she's paying for my college.
You're going to community college on my nickel. Okay, so Dolly Parton, Dionne Warwick. I almost said Dion Ferris. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind.
I know what you're doing.
I know. Okay, Eurythmics, MC5, New York Dolls, Lionel Richie, A Tribe Called Quest, Devo, and Duran Duran.
All right, so each week we're going to talk about 2 artists from the list and just have a little conversation about them up until the time where like
our computer breaks down again.
Or whatever. So I think, let's start with our girl, Kate. This is Kate Bush's 3rd time on there. Mm-hmm. I love Kate Bush. I think Kate Bush is amazing. I was the music director of 2 different college radio stations. So, Kate Bush played heavy, especially during that time, 80s, and late 80s into the 90s. I do, as you guys are adding new members to, your voting community, I don't know, because she has never toured the US. She's not done a US TV interview. She's not done a US TV performance ever. As much as I feel that she's a very influential artist, I'm a 54-year-old man. Do you think, especially with these newer members, they understand who she is, the influence of Kate Bush, and like the Bjorks and all of these other girls, like you say, the Grimes, have trickled down from that person who was kind of unusual and different, but they haven't seen her in the flesh. They probably haven't met her.
I've never seen her perform.
Right. Neither have I.
Honestly, I don't know anyone who's ever seen her perform.
I do know some people who've seen her perform.
Oh, but in England, obviously.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is we're of a certain age, we're we are music people. Now we're talking about mailing into the field. You guys have expanded who can vote.
Well, everyone who votes is a music person.
Yes, but you've also started to expand that to try to get more rounded. Do they see Kate Bush, do you feel, as a viable, what will make it different this year? Is it 3rd time's the charm?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many votes she's gotten year after year. For all I know, she could have been the 6th person, the 6th man on the bench. I think Kate Bush is like, look, it's an acquired taste. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Right. She is critically well regarded. I've never seen anybody say anything negative about it. I think people know the songs whether they realize it or not.
Right.
I think that her name, because she is a prestige.
Well, the Maxwell moment definitely helped for a lot of Black people when he did Woman's World.
She's a prestige artist.
Right.
I mean, she's very much a prestige artist. She's very much, she's an acquired taste.
But I would say if she's prestige, why is she not in, and why is it a 3rd time?
Because why didn't Hillary Clinton win the election? Sometimes the best person doesn't win.
Because of our dumb electoral college.
No, but what
situation.
I'm saying is that it doesn't always, sometimes, does she have the immediate, I don't know. Does she have the immediate kind of name recognition? I think everyone who knows music knows Kate Bush. They know the name. They know who she is. Are they able to make that immediate connection? I don't know. But if they do a nickel's worth of research, and they can do that on Google, they will understand it may not be their cup of tea, but everyone on this ballot is worthy in their own way. She is definitely someone who veers in an artier direction, but she's had huge success. Now, huge career,
even without only touring once and doing one residency, a huge career. Right.
And she's been connected with, her first album, I believe, her first single, she was the youngest woman in England. She was like
18, right? 17,
right, to have
18,
a number one single. She's been championed by some very, very important and influential male artists, which matters to people. I think she has a chance. Who knows? It's a very tough field this year. It really is. But I think, what makes it different? I don't know. You could say the same thing as like, maybe because it's the third time people go, oh shit, maybe I should really take this more seriously now,
Right.
Maybe. So, yeah, I mean, I hope she does, I hope she does. Who else do you want to talk about?
Let's do Annie and Dave, Eurythmics.
I mean, I don't understand.
To me,
it's like saying you don't like peanut butter. Like, what's there not to like?
It's like cutting edge, amazing writing,
amazing visuals.
Videos that still stand the test of time. Video album when people weren't doing video albums. Just conceptual, can sing live, and Dave went on to produce so many hits for other people and music and movie scores, and Annie went on to have a prolific solo career. That to me is a no-brainer.
I mean, we've had
them and Pat Benatar. To me, it's just like
she's a fan.
They're no-brainers.
I would even, and I love, I think Pat Benatar is super worthy, but I would even say in some ways, if you're going to go for sheer boundary breaking and groundbreaking,
absolutely,
Eurythmics more over Pat, and that's not taking anything.
No, that's not taking it. No, like what they were able to do, because they took the world. They were their UK band that had huge success in America and all over the world. Able to have world tours, play arenas. And still, if Eurythmics said we were having a 30th anniversary tour,
people would come.
They would play the same arenas in the US that they would be playing overseas, because people would pack an arena.
Yeah,
we would pack Madison Square Garden for the Eurythmics.
Yeah.
We absolutely would.
Yeah, both of them. I mean, that's always been the one where I'm like, I don't get it. Like, they're commercially viable, they're artistically viable, they're well respected. She can sing her ass off. The songs are like instantly memorable. They broke ground. They played with sexuality and gender. They both appear to be perfectly nice people who are well respected. It's not like, oh my God, they're horrible people, I don't want to get behind them. I don't get it. Hopefully this will be the year, because they're back. They've been nominated before and they were not nominated, maybe 2-year break, and then they came back. Anyone else you want to mention, or you want to?
I think we can say some for. We'll do some in different shows. I do want to talk about. I forgot that I got press tickets to go see MJ the musical, and it was. Here is my review in a nutshell. It was really fun, a spectacle, and terrible as a show, as a musical at the same time.
That sounds basically like my wedding.
And I would absolutely tell people, if you love, like, it's a jukebox musical. I'm not the biggest fan of jukebox musicals.
Me neither.
I did enjoy the Cher show, which lasted way too short. I felt, and Stephanie J. Block won a Tony for playing Cher.
Okay.
But it's really fun, and like there's just because of the music and there are 3 Michaels. I didn't love the middle Michael, who gets to be off the wall thriller Michael. I didn't really love him.
Okay.
Young Michael, I really loved. And then it takes place over 2 days during the rehearsals for the Dangerous tour. So I would say, if you love Michael Jackson music, you'll be dancing in your seats, because people couldn't even contain themselves, honey. It'd be in there like, do that shit, Michael. Come on. I was like, all right, y'all better be yelling out in the
I'm assuming they skip over the race.
Well, because here's the thing. The Dangerous tour happened. The rehearsals are in 1992. That is 1 year before the allegations.
Smart producers, very smart directors, very clever, very
1
clever.
year before
they can't be accused. We're not that we're avoiding it. We just didn't know about it.
Everybody, when they keep doing the reviews, keep skipping that part because nobody's actually right. They're like, it takes place over this part. They don't touch on the allegations. It's like, well, they chose a time. There were no allegations yet. But there are lots of pills. It's very pill poppery, though, honey. Lots of pills.
Well, that's after his head caught on fire,
lots of pills. Right? Well, they don't even say all of that. You do. That does kind of happen in there. There's lots of pills. But the staging of it is fantastic.
Well,
and the
that's
musical
good.
and the first half musical performances, I will not front. I was saying when they got the Smooth Criminal, bitch, I was in there. I was like, damn,
well,
okay.
I mean, when you have great music, it's hard to kind of not
and
have a great show.
Thriller was a moment. I mean,
good.
They don't really know about us. They don't really care about us was a moment. There were moments. There were definitely, and the woman who played his mom, like the whole cast is great. The whole cast is getting
terrible reviews.
Oh, because it's terrible. No, it's terrible.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, no, here's the thing. As a show, it's terrible. As a bunch of spectacular performances.
As an experience, it's amazing.
With really great performers, it's a fun time.
Well,
so if you just go there and you just don't think about anything highbrow or intelligent, you're going to have a good time. To me, the second half is really poorly paced and it dragged on too long. And I kept, after a while, looking down like, what time is it? Because it felt too long. But I would tell you, if you have people coming into town from out of town and they like Michael Jackson, the theater will be rocking and rolling. They will enjoy it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I just want to mention something very briefly. If you look on our Facebook and my Facebook and our Facebook.
I'm going to let you finish in why. I'm going to let you finish all one word. Amy, this is very important.
Instagram. I was asked by our friend Sandy Alouette, who works with an organization called the Hearing Health Foundation. If she was talking about the work she does and some of the, tinnitus. And I went, I've had tinnitus. I have tinnitus for years. And she goes, would you write something? I went, about tinnitus? It's like, sure. Little did I know that I'm doing some brave thing. I mean, because everyone I know has tinnitus, and tinnitus is the awful ringing in your ears. I never knew what it was. It finally got diagnosed. If you're someone who has problems with your hearing or tinnitus, that movie, The Sound of Metal, is like a fucking horror movie. You watch it and you go, oh my God, I'm going to go.
You're like, that's me, right? You're like, oh fuck,
and I'm not going to be as hot as Riz Ahmed. But I wrote this little blog thing. I was very grateful for them to ask me. It's gotten very good response. Her husband,
she's being modest, guys. It's gotten amazing response because here's the thing. We've missed Amy's writing, guys. We miss you writing. No, I'm serious. I know that you're teaching and you're a teacher and you're doing the Lord's work teaching these kids.
I am doing the Lord's work.
Because I have no patience and I'd be like, I'm going to.
Oh, you don't even want
I'd be like, yes, tell your mother I cursed you out. Tell her to come up here. I'm going to curse her out too.
Well, they're college students, so their mothers aren't going to come.
Okay. But we've missed your writing. And you know what? I need you to do more of it. And people have been really responding. First of all, people have been really responding to this article. Thank you for being brave and telling your truth about something. And I think people just miss your wit in writing, and you've got to do more. Hi, guys. I know you all listen to our show, and I know that there's some of you who are editors and shit. Hire this lady. She doesn't just write about music. She can write anything. She can write.
I won't be able to hear you when you say it sucks because I'm partially deaf. But all joking aside, thank you. And thank you very much. This organization, please, what they want to do is make getting your hearing checked as run of the mill as getting checked for skin cancer or having your eyes checked. So it's important, pretty much everybody, if you've been to enough concerts, you have tinnitus. It's unfortunately unbelievably annoying, but I was very grateful to be asked to do it, and please support them. And that's all I got to say to that. And thank you for the nice words. So you want to wrap it up before this thing explodes? It's encouraging. I do see the red blinking recording sign. So that's always a good sign.
And with that being said, from Cher and us. I don't know why I just did that.
I know, but I will say that every imitation of Cher, that's all you do is it's like, come up and see me sometime. Okay, wrap. All right, you're losing We've been taping this thing for 5 days.
For the 49th time, I would like to say
I had a baby in less time.
You know what I'm saying? I had a motherfucking baby in less time. Having my baby. Like Janet Jackson, I would like to not talk about. Remember, guys, thank you for listening to us. We drop every Thursday on the Pantheon Podcast Network, where there are over 70 amazing, amazing music shows, darling. And I know you've been listening to us on there. So remember, listen to us, leave a rating, leave a comment, leave a suggestion, leave a comment, listen to other shows on the network. Tell us what you like. We love you. And to the other shows on the network, we enjoy you. Also, you can follow us on Instagram at ImmaLetYouNY. ImmaLetYouFinish NY. You can follow us on Twitter at FinishImma. You can follow us on Facebook at ImmaLetYouFinish, all one word. Thank you. We're really active there, guys. You guys, we love talking to you.
For sure.
Y'all are giving it to us.
Because we're old. Old people are on Facebook.
Old people are on Facebook, and we live for it. And we're on TikTok. At ImmaLetYouFinish podcast, honey.
I'm very excited.
Tick-tock. We only got 4 minutes to say the world. So you know what to do. There's no more mask in New York, but we say...
No. There's no more indoor. It's not required, but people are still wearing masks. Trust me.
No, because I was just outside. But I'm just going to say, still wear your motherfucker, because everybody's dirty in this motherfucker. So wear your mask.
Wear a mask. Please get vaccinated if you have not done so.
Because we just did this last time. Remember when they were like, everything's good, and everybody ran around, and then another variant came, and everybody got sick again.
Everything was not good.
So just pay attention to motherfucking shit. All right, kids. We love you. We'll see you next week. And stay well, be well.
Be well. Bye, guys.
It's NFL draft season, and that means it's time to start thinking about fantasy football. FantasyPoints.com features industry-leading experts and prognosticators using proprietary hand-charted data to help you score more fantasy points. FantasyPoints.com is the place to go for whatever kind of fantasy football you play. Whether you play fantasy football, daily fantasy sports, or do a little bit of everything, Fantasy Points has the meticulously researched content to guide you to victory. And why wait for the fall? Fantasy Points also covers the new spring football league, the UFL. Join the guru, John Hansen, Scott Barrett, Joe Dolan, and other massive names in the fantasy football universe with an exclusive offer. Use code Pantheon for 15% off any Fantasy Points package, including the all-in package, with access to every article, tool, and data nugget that Fantasy Points has to offer. That's FantasyPoints.com and code Pantheon for 15% off at Fantasy Points. FantasyPoints.com, code Pantheon. Score more fantasy points.